Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. Tonight you're going to find out why I keep saying that. Let me start by introducing our town council. And yes, I do have my pink shirt. I just didn't put it on yet. I'll have enough for the council meeting. We do this once a year for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. To my far right, Councilman Brian Small, Councilman at Large. To his left, Lizbeth DeJesus, Councilwoman at Large. To her left, Corey Spiller, 3rd Ward Councilman, Port Reading and Avenel. To his left, Debbie Meehan, 5th Ward Councilwoman, Colonia. To her left, Howie Bauer, 2nd Ward Councilman, Ford's Hope Lawn and Caseby. To his left, Sharon McAuliffe, 1st Ward Councilwoman, C. Warren and Woodbridge proper. To her left, George Brood, longtime Director of Public Works, longtime Public Works employee, now Director. To his left, Deputy Police Director Joe Niski. To his left, Police Director Bob Hubner. To my right, the star of the show, Mr. Eric Baumgartner. And the fact that he's standing next to me here tonight is nothing short of a miracle after what he went through. So we all know the story. He was out working at Islam Middle School, lining fields. The rain was coming, I guess, and it hit so quick. I was out at the time in my car. I saw exactly what was happening. I wasn't too far away at the time. The rain hit so quick, and the lightning hit so quick that he was actually electrocuted. I guess the lightning hit the ground, traveled, and came up. Good thing it didn't hit you directly. You wouldn't be standing here. And I got the call saying one of our guys is down at Islam Middle School. So I started driving there, and I talked to, I think it was Vito who called me, and the situation did not sound good at all. And as I was driving there, I thought I'd be looking at a white sheet in the middle of the field, and there would be somebody under it. I didn't even know who it was at that time. I didn't know it was Eric. We didn't get a name. We just knew it was one of our guys. It just sounded so bad. And to have him recover as quick as he did, he was awake. You saw George Brew in the ambulance. I can't imagine waking up from being struck by lightning and the first person you see is George Brew. I mean, you know, it could have been an angel, it could have been your wife, it could have been your kid. It was George Brew. And then, but the fact is, he was awake and alert after getting struck by lightning. And then, you know, they got him to the hospital right away. A few of us, I know it was me and you and Casey, Vito Simluka, the administrator, and Casey Wagner, the deputy administrator, went up to the hospital. We couldn't get in. I said, just follow me, and I made it look like I was a doctor on call. I'm calling my phone, and I'm looking around, and I just went very quick. Next thing you know, I'm in Eric's room, and I hear Eric talking. I said, wow, Eric's alive. Shazam. And Shazam. And we go back, and man, you looked awful, but you were alive. I mean, your name too. You say, yeah, he heard my voice. He said, Mayor. I said, holy crap, this guy's alive. And we talked to him for a while, and he was amazingly good spirits. I don't think he even knew what the heck happened to you really at that point. But then went through his treatment, got released, still going through treatment. A bunch of us went over to see him at the house, and the whole group did a ramp for him because he was in a wheelchair, and there was other efforts. Everybody, you know, took care of the family, bringing food, taking care of the kids. Is it your mom? Your in-laws live local, and they were there. I mean, the outpouring of affection and love for Eric Baumgartner was unbelievable, especially from the crews you work with. And nonstop phone calls, how's Eric, what's happening? You have a lot of people who love you, man. You really, really do. And I'm so thrilled that you're here today. And we want to recognize the people who made sure he was here today. And we're going to start with Officer Robert R.J. McPartland from the Woodbridge Township Police Department. R.J. And I've got to read this proclamation. Whereas on June 14, 2023, Woodbridge Police Department Communications Center dispatched all available units to the soccer fields at Island Middle School on report that a Department of Public Works employee had been struck by lightning. And whereas first to arrive at the scene, WPD Officer Robert R.J. McPartland, assigned to school patrol at neighboring John F. Kennedy Memorial High School, located DPW employee subsequently identified as Eric Baumgartner and DPW employee Craig Addy and Lenny Marchetti, attending to their fellow worker. So RJ was next door when the hospital was getting out, and his next stop was the middle school where they were getting out. So he was amazingly in the right place at the right time, heading to the site, right? Saw the lightning, heard the bolt, probably shook you. You were right there, and within minutes, he was there. Officer McPartland immediately began chest compressions as responding Woodbridge Police Department officers Ryan Trudell, William T. Schneider, and Laura Higgins. Please come up, the three of you. Congratulations. And Island Middle School nurse Lauren Weber, please come up. Whose husband at the time was our first aid coordinator, so it runs in the family. Initiated emergency medical procedures to include patient ventilation, additional compression maneuvers, and AED evaluation. And whereas as a result of the immediate, efficient, and comprehensive initiation of emergency medical procedures by the attending first responders, and notwithstanding the onslaught of the severe thunderstorm, which at this point, it was coming down as hard as rain can come down. As soon as I got out of my car, I was completely drenched. It was ridiculous how hard it was raining, but it didn't stop these people. Where was I? DPW employee Baumgartner was resuscitated at the scene and regained consciousness through continued emergency medical treatment while en route to the hospital. Now, therefore, I, John McCormick, Mayor of the Township of Woodbridge, in concert with the Township Council, do hereby extend highest honor to Officers McPartland, Schneider, Trudell, Higgins, Nurse Weber, DPW employees Addy and Marchetti for their immediate and professional life-saving response and dedication to public safety in the aftermath of a rare lightning strike that nearly took the life of fellow municipal employee Eric Baumgartner. I'm getting goosebumps reading this. These people here saved this man's life. Doesn't get better. And I'm going to first ask RJ, I know we saw you get an award at the picnic that the Irish Club had, and you said a few words. So I'm going to ask you to do that again. Just explain maybe for the people in the audience here and the people watching on TV what it was like. You know, I mean, a lightning strike is different protocol, I got to imagine, in CPR because of what happened. Tell me, just go ahead. Tell me in your own words.
Sure. Like the mayor said, it all worked out. It was all just... it was perfect timing. I was in the right place at the right time for the event that unfortunately happened. You know, seeing it come down and then seeing it come in the computer, knowing I was pulling into the parking lot, I just knew that, you know, he was going to have a good chance, and we were going to do, you know, everything we could for Eric. And gratefully, through all the training that we received through the department and the administration improves for us, that we're all trained with this knowledge to be able to help everybody. Not just Eric, but everyone, you know, in the town that we're able to help.
So aren't you more trained than normal because you come from an EMT background and a fire department background? Don't you have even more training and experience to deal with this?
I would say a little bit more. You know, obviously, it's definitely something I've never dealt with before. It was a first for, I think, almost all of us here, something that we didn't expect, and, you know, we were able to figure out and get through together.
And don't you have some kind of relationship with Eric? You knew him somehow through
yeah, we go, you know, we've gone way back, known each other for many years, and prior to getting hired as a police officer, I worked in the DPW, and, you know, would get to see him almost on a daily basis at the town garage.
How did you know right away it was somebody you knew?
Yeah.
You did know it was Eric?
Yeah, I knew it was the township employee, and obviously once I got to him, you know, I was able to see who it was and realized.
All right, tell me about the three fellow police officers here, unless you guys want to talk individually. You're good. Laura, you good? Ryan, you good? All right, so
Thanks, guys.
throw it out for your cohorts here, and tell me about how they assisted it, and give them the props that they deserve.
Sure, yeah, it was, I pulled up, and within seconds, within minutes, Officer Trudell was there with me. We were able to pretty much go through the whole thing together. He was right there next to me. Shortly after, Officer Schneider and Higgins arrived. Before that, Mrs. Weber, Nurse Weber.
I'm going to get to her.
All right. I was going to say, don't leave her out. She was a huge help in this. As a team, once we got all the equipment we needed on scene, because, we obviously needed AED, a lot of medical supplies. Once we got everything on the scene together, as a team, we're able to perform everything we needed.
All right. Your turn, Lauren. Come on up. Now, from what I understand, you immediately grabbed the paddles, the
box.
The box.
So we got a call, and I had teachers in my office, and I said, the police are calling me. Let me see what this is.
That's a good idea.
Pushed everyone out of my office, and they said, you have someone in cardiac arrest on your soccer field. And I said, okay, I'm on the way. So I activated the response at our school. So myself and my principal, Kelly Salento, we grabbed both AEDs. And we ran outside, and
In the pouring rain at the time?
in the pouring rain at the time, and we saw the officers doing the great work that they were doing, and we were just kind of like, how can we help? When it was needed, I jumped in and helped with the compressions as needed, and just so thrilled that like everything just worked out so well. I mean, it was like in perfect harmony. Everything that was supposed to happen happened, and it had the greatest outcome.
Did you have to ultimately deploy the paddles?
No, so it was on and it was analyzing, but no shock was advised.
Okay. Is that because it was a lightning strike?
It could have just been the rhythm that he was in, that he was experiencing. Sometimes it's not a shockable rhythm.
Okay. All right. Very good. All right. I'd like to ask the... I'd like to ask Director Hubner, it literally seems like for the last year, every month, we're giving out a proclamation to somebody in town who saved somebody's life, whether it's fire, first aid, police, CERT, other employee, you name it. It seems like we're constantly recognizing people. Bob, you want to say a few words about these heroic
Thanks,
practices?
Mayor. I'd like to thank the mayor for recognizing everybody and the council for being here. You heard a lot tonight about being in the right place at the right time. Well, that was important, but what was really important, these people did an amazing job to bring him back, so congratulations.
And of course, nothing would have happened without those first phone calls and your coworkers, Craig Addy and Lenny Marchetti. Without them being on the ball and aware of what was going on, this would have had a whole separate outcome. So where are those guys? Can you guys come up? What's up, man? Time no see. You want to say, Mr. Addy, come on over here. Tell me, you were the one on the phone. Come on, man. But first of all, that could have been you. You're there, you see Eric go down. Tell me what goes through your mind at that point.
Well, it took me a second to realize what was really going on, but I didn't waste any time calling 911 and running right out to him.
And did you describe everything to them on the phone while they were sending somebody out? Did
Yes.
they ask you a lot of questions?
Yeah.
All right. And Marchetti, were you on the phone or he was on the phone?
He was on the phone.
All right. Well, he certainly was there to support you. So
He was.
Let's hear for Marchetti. George is, as I said, Public Works Director. Sorry for that little joke I told on your expense, but we go back a long time. You'll forgive me, especially since I signed your paychecks.
So, once again, like the mayor said it, Craig and Lenny being on site at the time, making that initial call was key. This thing, as we all know, would have maybe had a different direction if they weren't there and doing what they have to do. I'm sure after talking to these gentlemen, they were definitely ready to do whatever they had to do. Fortunately, police department was right there, so they were able to step in. But these gentlemen are also trained in CPR and first aid, so they're ready to kick in if they needed to be. So we're definitely very proud of them for what they did. One of the hardest phone calls I've ever had, hopefully I never have another phone call like this, was from Bobby Higgins that Eric had gotten struck by lightning. That's not a call that anyone thinks they're ever going to get. But the final outcome, when I was able to speak to Eric in the ambulance, and we had a conversation, so the next hardest call I would ever have to make would be to his wife, and I was able to tell her that Eric was okay, and I spoke to him. So that changed the whole turn of events as far as I was concerned, and I think everyone. We knew Eric was going to hopefully get through this, but that was a positive phone call I was able to make. So thank you to everybody. Thank you, Mayor.
We have with us Dr. Joe Massimino, who's the superintendent of schools in Woodbridge. He's here because one of his school employees was a hero, and as I always say, it could take one kid or one student or one teacher getting honored, and the principals are here, and in this case, the superintendent, who has 14,000 employees, students, I'm sorry, about 2,000 employees, is here for one of them who's being honored. Dr. Massimino, do you want to say something? Thank you. He's going to hate. He's going to hate me for this. He's going to hate me.
I think everybody said what needed to be said in terms of the partnership and the teamwork that goes on. I'm beyond thrilled. You know, I know a lot of these officers, they're in and around our schools all the time. So, you know, to speak to the work they do is an honor. You know, the DPW guys take care of our fields. It's a partnership, right? It takes everybody. Everybody's connected. There's a hand in everything. You know, Ms. Weber, I think, represents the absolute best you should hope any healthcare or nurse training person does. I was in awe when I heard of it. I think we talk about what to do in an emergency, and the idea of somebody actually just moving, right, just reacting, which is obviously what everybody up here did, it's a testament to their training. It's a testament to how well everybody here in the community, whether it's law enforcement, DPW, teachers, you know, we're all pushing for the same goal. So it's great to see that, you know, he's here and we can celebrate a really great effort on everybody's behalf. And I'll make sure I get back to the mayor for making me speak here later. So, thank you.
All right, now we saved the best for last. Today's hero, the guy who survived when everybody thought it might not happen, myself included. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Baumgartner.
As of other people, I'm not a big public speaker either, so I'm going to make it just sweet and short. Thank you for everybody for that day. It's like the mayor said, and everybody could have really turned upside down really quick, and the right people were there at the right time, and just everything fell in place, and I can't be more grateful. You know, I'm getting back on my feet. I hope I'll be going back to work hopefully soon, but I'm taking my time and getting there, and that's all I can do. Shazam. But thank you, everybody, again.